Thanks, Stella. Alright, I need to give my voice just a brief break here before I get into this guy's voice. He just went full Shenron, he totally did. He turned you away so you could get him some booze. I'm willing to bet that is legitimately the only reason. So let's take a brief moment and explore more fully what just happened. So obviously, we get up, we're fighting Barbarous with Greygnarl. It seems like we're gonna win, and then that same dark energy, that purple lightning that originally struck the observatory at the very beginning of the game, channels into Barbarous, and he goes, as Wes so eloquently put it, goes full Shenron. And he summons up the equivalent of like a dark spirit bomb, if you will. And Greygnarl says that we can't die yet, Guardian of Angel Falls. We cannot die yet. So he throws us off of him so that he can go and take the blast for the sake of the Upoverians. Excuse me. And I gotta say, this is like the third time we've kind of just fallen from the sky in this game. It's kind of a theme, angels falling. And we also know we're not the only one. We have to find Corvus. But here we are in the in like anime terms, the final season of this game. We're not in the final arc just yet, but we're definitely in the final season. What kind of voice do I give this creature? Oh, I know. This isn't the creature itself talking. This is like the guard. Akira Toriyama at work here, telling us the moral of the story in the storytelling. This is our newest guest, Sa. Sent to us by his gore ship, Lieutenant Hootingham Gore's forces, Sa. Oi, Maggot! You stand in the presence of none other than Lieutenant Goreham Hogg of the Triumvirate. A soldier so loyal that he was placed in charge of the Empire's most impenetrable prison, the Gortress. Show some respect. God. Alright, I need to make a decision on this guy's voice. And what exactly do you mean by bringing this pig, ugly nobody before me, may I ask? Ah, yes, sir. This is the apprentice of Aquila, about whom we have been hearing so very much, sir. The same rogue who dared to challenge Imperial forces on Dragonback, sir. No ordinary criminal, I think you'll agree, sir. It appears that his goreship, Lieutenant Hootingham Gore, was given orders to deliver him into our care, sir. But of course, I had forgotten that we were finally rid of that ghastly Greygnarl swine. His defeat will show those who would oppose the Empire that there is no one who will save their bacon. Wee! This guy's got pig puns. Ah, yes, sir. Very funny, sir. But what is this, you pig-headed fool? I believe I made it abundantly clear that we are in the business of penning Celestrians. Does this swine look celestial to you? That Imbecile Hootingham Gore has sold me a pig and a poke. Bird-brained fool. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. What shall I do with this, mortal scum, sir? Throw him in the cells with the rest of his boorish kind. We could always use an extra pair of hands. Yes, sir. Very good, sir. Right. Maggot, come with me. In, maggot. Ah, rude. Couldn't you have given me some pants? I suggest you rest while you can. You'll be joining the other prisoners for a spot of hard labor from tomorrow. Well, here we are in jail. And I feel like as a Dragon Quest game, you always find yourself in a prison of some kind eventually. In Dragon Quest VIII, it's towards the late middle of the game. In Dragon Quest XI, it's the literal beginning of the main plot of the story. Here we are towards the end of the game, and here we are in prison. There's no reply. It's just a corpse. Oh, thank you. The door's locked and won't open. Oi! Keep it down in there, will ya? I can't hear myself think. It's a metaphor for life. Eventually you find yourself in prison. Doesn't matter when. It could be in the beginning of your life. It could be in the middle. It could be in the end. You'll be in jail. You must be new, eh? Well, I can see how you might not be best pleased ending up somewhere like this, but throwing a wobbly won't do you no good. This ain't the kind of place you can afford to go wasting your energy, not unless you want to be dead by next week. Even the prison could be more metaphorical. It could be a physical one, or a mental one, or a financial one. Oh. No, stop. This is supposed to be our escape from reality, West. We're supposed to be in prison in video games, not in reality. Get some shut-eye while you can. They ain't exactly generous with the lions around here. I say, what do you think this is, a holiday camp? Up now! Oh, at least he didn't kick me, so that's good. The others are already hard at it. I'd run along if I were you. Okay. Nice, some money. I wonder if there's a shop here in prison. So obviously they've taken all of our things. Well, at the very least, they do allow us to wear our armor in here. To be honest, I've never actually checked. Obviously, they didn't even take our weapons. What? I've never checked to see if you could actually put your armor on in here. That's very funny. Prison stores are a staple. You could even say it's staples. Anyway. I have always done this part of the game in, the underwear, quote-unquote. Alright. I mean, we're not going to get into any fights in here, so it's fine, but let's walk around in style. Well, I was wrong about the lions, you jammy beggar. Anyway, morning, sunshine. I'm Sterling, your friendly neighbor. And what should I call you? Phoenix, eh? Blimey, I never expected... Oh, nothing. Don't mind me. Nice to meet you, Phoenix. I'm what you might call the foreman round here. You know, in charge of workforce and all that. And I'm also in charge of giving newcomers the guided tour and showing them the ropes. You just have a wander around and I'll give you the lowdown on the interesting bits. Sterling has joined us. Does this guy even know that you're the chosen one? He probably does. Whenever you have a character like almost say something and then it's like, oh, never mind. Anyway, they know, right? They know. Unfortunately, Sterling will not be joining us in any battles. He just follows us here. Everyone else knows our fate but us? The Gortress can only be described as a living hell. Every day we suffer merciless whippings and are worked until we drop. I know not what solace I can offer you, but please, at least let me pray for your soul, child. Oh, this is where we can save. We're fine for right now. We don't need to save. You can get a hold of all kinds of stuff if you got the right connections. You in the market for anything? Welcome to the item shop. Hey, we found the staples. He doesn't have a lot, and obviously things cost more than they would outside of here, but we're fine. We don't need anything. Ah. Blimey, you gave me a fright. I thought you were a guard or something. You shouldn't sneak up on people like that. I couldn't take the work anymore, so I snuck off here to have a rest. I dread to think what they'd do if they caught me skiving off. Gives me the willies just thinking about it. Capitalism at its finest. Worst. So, West, have you ever played this game before? This is... Well, I don't think I need to spell it out, do I? It's a good idea to make not ending up here one of your top priorities. That's probably easier said than done, though. There's plenty buried here who weren't planning on ending up 6 foot under in a place like this. Plenty. My job is digging graves for all the poor so-and-sos who end up carking it in this horrible place. Nice ones, mean ones, best mates, ones I barely knew. When I think how many I've put 6 feet underground, too bleeding many. I can't take it no more. If they make me do one more day of this job, I'm gonna explode. Whoa, whoa, I wouldn't go any further that way if I was you, Sunshine. Strictly no prisoners allowed. The guard tower and the guard's quarters and all that through there, see? Dragon Quest XI was the first, but I've seen people play these games before. Oh, okay. And there's them solitary confinement cells down at the bottom and all, or so I've heard. The ones where Goramog keeps his special guests. The ones he's always on the lookout for. Anyway, that's the by and by. That there in front of you is a shield field. And I wouldn't go touching it if I was you. Your Imperial soldiers can go wandering through them willy-nilly, but any prisoners who try the same get a short, sharp shock. Actually, experience is the best teacher, I suppose. Why don't you give it a quick touch and see? You won't go doing it again. We're going to save that for last. Never mind, we'll do it right now. Eh? How come you didn't get a shock? Anyway, get back here quick. If the guards see you, they'll have your guts for garters. Phew. You had me worried there, Sunshine. But what the heck happened, anyway? How come you just strolled on through the shield field? Excuse me. Yeah, what's that? It's glowing. Look at that. It's got the Imperial marquee carved on it. Well, why is it glowing? Maybe that's how come you managed to get through the shield field, eh? He's British, I knew it. Most of the characters are British in this game, but there's a lot of like other European country accents thrown in based off of the verbiage and whatnot. I can't really do accents, so sorry, not sorry. Where do you get it from? Greygnarl, eh? That wrinkly old lizard? Makes sense, I suppose. Anyway, listen, Sunshine, we'd better keep this between us, alright? If the guards find out, we'll be for it, so keep stum. I need to, mute my mic very quickly here, I apologize. There we go, all better. The gallows loom ominously over Phoenix's head. And they just ain't for show neither. There's a lot of good mates of mine been strung up here for giving the guards grief. It's strange that's the dialogue choice. Must have been a studio in the EU that translated it first. I mean, I would say I think that it's kind of a staple of the Dragon Quest series. Because, I mean, the earliest Dragon Quest game I've ever played is Dragon Quest VIII, and they had a lot of EU voice actors and such. Or those kind of accents for the characters in the English releases. So I think it's more of like a stylistic choice that they've upkept. But don't let that fool you into thinking there ain't no hope. I'm only pretending to be a good boy for now. Fair and valid. Thank you, West. I appreciate having my opinion judged in an agreeable manner and being validated. But the second I get a chance, I'll make them pay for every one of my pals they offed. And I get the funny feeling that chance ain't too far off. Thank you for the insight. You're welcome. Our gaffer here, old Garamog, is a member of the Triumvirate, along with Hootingham Gore and Goresby Purvis. Having a member of the Triumvirate in charge just goes to show how important the Gortress is to the Empire. I think it's safe to recall that we are talking to like a literal skeleton right now. And you fortunate few get to work here for the good of Mother Empire until your dying days. Lucky old you. This here Gortress be where the scurvy dogs of the Giddish Empire sends those as stands against them, so it be. And there ain't none as walked through the gates as ever walked out again alive, or so they say. Forgive me, it pains me mightily to be the one to tell you this. But she's an altogether devilish place, ain't no mistake. It's all good, bro. This is where a few lucky so-and-sos come to get bossed around and shouted at by the guards every day. Only in Dragon Quest, where the real aliens are actually represented by humans. I say this is a rather lax pace. Would you mind awfully picking it up? My whipping arm is ever so tired. But not so tired that I can't manage 100 lashes for any of you who I catch dawdling. Rules are rules, after all. I can't do this anymore. I can't carry on pushing this thing for no reason. What does it even do? I say, that's hardly the spirit. This is vital work for the good of Mother Empire, don't you know? Ah, sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't even personally recall what this does. They're full of that kind of rubbish, but the guards don't have no more clue what that thing does than we do. And there's only so much endless, pointless work a bloke can do before it gets too much. In the end, it's just a matter of waiting to see which goes first, your mind or your body. This is the way out of the Gortress. Sorry, but I'm afraid you won't have any reason to come this way. Ever. Move along now. Well, not that you could get very far anyway. You couldn't get past the shield field. Oh, we can. You didn't hear me say that, but we can. They have these shield field things prisoners can't go through, see? If you could get out, though, you could go up east to have a gander at that Gittingham Palace. It's up that way from what I hear. Right, that's about it for Sterling's Grand Gortress Tour. Sorry, Sunshine, but we can't put off the day's work much longer. Tell you what, we've probably got a few more minutes. Why don't you have one last look around on your own? I'll be waiting here, so just come and give us a shout when you're done. There's nothing for us to personally look at. Excuse me. Let's get rolling. Was that, Sunshine? You all done having a look around this delightful place already? Want to get to work, do you? Yeah. Fair enough, right then. Let's see what needs doing, shall we? Follow me. Phoenix puts in a long, exhausting day's work. Then, that evening... Phoenix. Phoenix, it's me, Sterling. I bet you're cream crackered, ain't ya? The first day is always the hardest. Anyway, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. It's a bit of a long old story, but bear with me. It's worth it. You've been here a day now, so I don't have to tell you the Gortress is a pretty horrible old hole. Which is why we've been working on a little escape plan for a while now. What I wanted to tell you was that I want you in on it. Well, I call it a plan, but it ain't much, really. We're gonna wait for a chance to smash and grab the guards' weapons off them. It probably ain't the most sophisticated thing you've ever heard, but there's plenty more of us than them, so it could work. The problem till now has been what to do about the shield fields. As long as they're there, we can't get out. But if we had someone like you on board who could get through them, we'd be laughing. What do you reckon then? You in? Of course. Nice one, Sunshine. I knew we could count on you. But don't go getting your hopes up too soon. We still have to wait for our chance. Could be tomorrow, could be next year. I'll fill you in on all the details later. So just get your head down for now, and try to save your strength. Okay. Ever so sorry to disturb your beauty sleep, but would you mind getting up off your slovenly backside and getting to work? Yeah, even though they're like the bad guys, they talk very politely. Like the probably the most polite way of being like rude. Would you mind getting up off of your slovenly backside? Goodness me. What's that dreadful racket coming from over by the gallows? Anyway, never mind that. Run along to work now, or I shall have no choice but to whip you into action. Like, they are very clearly evil, but it's like they talk very properly. I guess that's the best way to put it. It's another for the gallows, is it? Well, can't say, as I'm not used to it by now. Step on up there now. There's a good fellow. No, I don't want to die. Wah! Oh, do pull yourself together and stop making that abysmal racket. Fine, if you're going to waste everyone's time being such a baby, I suppose we'll have to forget about the hanging for now. I'll just slice you to ribbons instead, you malingering, work-shy ingrat. Somebody help me! It's no good, I can't let him get away with this. I say, what on earth do you think you're doing? He just punched him out cold. Listen up, all of ya. We've been pushed around by these horrible giddish idiots for too long. Enough's enough. It's time we stood up for ourselves and put an end to this once and for all. It's time to fight for freedom! What do you mean freedom? Even if we beat them, we can't get out of the fortress. What's the point? No need to worry on that front. Phoenix over there knows how to get through the shield fields and let us out. Where are the rest of the guards? Which means he can get up to that guard tower and switch off the shield field generator. All he needs to do is lend us a hand by distracting the guards. All he needs is us to lend an hand by distracting the guards with a knuckle sandwich or two. Piece of cake. Well, steal their weapons too, don't just use your fists. If that's true, maybe we do stand a chance. Well, he ain't got much reason to lie, has he? Let's give these toffee-nosed Imperials a taste of their own medicine. Sorry to spring that on you, Sunshine, but you can't afford to hang around in a place like this any longer, then you have to. I mean, you've got things to be doing, ain't ya? Oh, and see if you can't go and fetch some of your mates to help out and all. There's a barrier thing all around this place, so you'll have to go outside the fortress and zoom to where your mates are from there. And make sure you're all properly kitted out. Things are only going to get tougher from here on in. The Sterling really has a rather cracking right hook. So we can watch them all fight. The item shop guy is still right there. We need to go get our allies back.